tastes good. From John Ryan Stadium in Metairie, it's the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League playoffs. Today we get underway with our first semifinal as Mandeville-based Gulf Coast Lending Services takes on Archbishop Hannon-based Arena Title Company. And a pleasant good afternoon. Ken Trahan joined by Lenny Van Gilder of CrescentCitySports.com and both of us of 106.7 The Chicken. We're glad you're with us here this afternoon for Game 1 of our Crescent City Sports semifinal, year number 5. Lenny, great to have you with us. It's been a blessing to be part of this, be there at the birth of it 5 years ago, thanks to Frank Cazzo, and here we are 5 years later, and this has just grown to be a terrific entity, hasn't it?
It really has, and look, you're seeing what these schools are going to look like next year on the dime, and then the results of this league have shown us that what you do in the summer does translate into next spring. More on that later. But at the same time, when it comes down, we talk about development. You'll see teams using a lot of players and subbing and that kind of thing. But at the end of the day, when you get to this point in the season, you're trying to win a championship. That is the DNA of these young men and these coaches. If you're in this, you want to win it. And we're going to see some really good baseball over the next 2 days.
And, of course, North Shore-centric here this year. 3 of the 4 teams coming from North Shore. And the first we talk about is Gulf Coast Lending Services based at Mandeville High School. The Skippers, a very good program, a very good coach. Brady Benoit, his 3rd year, the former head coach at Ridgewood, St. Martin's Episcopal, North Shore, and Fort Worth County, Texas. Brady's done it all. He's taken teams to state championship games at Ridgewood and, of course, at the other schools, has done a great job, and he's done the same here in Mandeville. They were really good in the prep season, went 25-11-1, reached the regional round of the Division I non-select playoffs, and reached the quarterfinals in 2024. Brady's a proven commodity, and he's got it going. This is a good program with some very good young players.
No doubt about it, and this is obviously going to be a program to watch over the next couple of years. The results of this summer didn't indicate that. We'll see what happens here over the next couple of days. But you're right. This is definitely a team on the rise and one to watch as Coach Benoit's gotten his system and his players in place and just continued to grow it a little bit here over the last couple of years.
Well, they have terrific young players. 2 players going into their sophomore seasons are both just special talents. And those, of course, are Carter Winchester, the son of Jeff, brilliant player at Archbishop Rummel and professionally back in the day. I know Jeff's watching, so I didn't say years, Jeff. It's all good. And then Crayshawn McCullum, the DH, who's just a terrific athlete, 2-sport guy, and he's awesome. And they're just 2 of many of underclassmen that they have. Let's remind everybody that this league consists of underclassmen.
Right.
There are no graduating seniors on these teams. Therefore, all of these players that you'll see in this semifinal in both games will be back next season for their prep teams.
And that is really how this league got started. That is what these coaches want. They want to start to be able to work with, with those guys and start to get ready for next year. It used to be that the summer was kind of the capper for what you did in the spring. Now the summer is the reset point as you start to get ready for next spring.
Archbishop Hannon, Arena Title Company, coached by a terrific coach, Cass Hargis, of course, a Hall of Famer at Southeastern Louisiana, a great player at Holy Cross, former head coach at Holy Cross, where he did a terrific job, assistant coach at Southeastern at McNeese, really good at the high school level, got to Hannon, and we all knew he'd win and do well, and that's certainly been the case since he arrived here at Archbishop Hannon, and here we go. Hannon off of a good prep season, parlaying that into a semifinal appearance here.
And look, they were a team. They came out right away in this this summer. They defeated Case for Kids. Was at opening night, was opening week of the season certainly, and made a statement that they were going to be a force to be reckoned with, and they've kept it going the entire summer.
Well, they have. They've got a really potent top of the order with Chase Romero and Zach Kemp, Hunter Lay, and Jacob Gobert are all really good players. As the Hawks take the field, they'll be adorned in their dark red or maroon look here today with the similar numbers, and they have the black caps to go along with that as well, whereas the Mandeville-based Gulf Coast Lending Services will be in blue tops today. School colors with Gulf Coast or GC on the front with the white pants. And they have the blue caps. And the weather, well, fortunately, we have a little bit of a cloud cover right now. I say fortunately because that's what you really need this time of year, given the extreme heat, Lenny.
Yeah, and look, we've experienced everything this summer. I mean, we've gone from rainy weeks to hot weeks to tropical conditions. Right now, 93 degrees, humidity 55%. The feels like temperature hovering around triple digits right now. Slight wind blowing, looks to be across right now.
Really
Maybe,
in,
yeah. So, look, this ballpark has always played big to begin with. So, it's going to take getting a hold of one to get one out of here this afternoon.
7-inning games line up for Gulf Coast Lending Services. Nathan Woodward leads off in center field. Jack Lejeune is the left fielder. Crescent McCullum, the DH. Carter Winchester, cleanup hitter and catcher. Hardin Callaghan, the shortstop, will hit fifth. It's Caden Croft at third base, hitting sixth. Gavin Richmond at first base will bat seventh. Brody Buster at second base hits eighth. Riker Falcon in right field will bat ninth. Woodward, Lejeune, McCullum, Winchester, Callaghan, and Croft. Richmond, Buster, and Falcon. And they'll face the right-handed offerings of Cade McHughes, who's ready with the first pitch of the game, and a swing and a foul. We're underway at 3:58 p.m. as Woodward stands in at 361. No homers, 9 RBI for the summer. Right-handed hitter. Outfield will be rather shallow most of the day in this big ballpark. Ball doesn't go that far, but it is a massive triples park to be certain.
Nathan Woodward.
Woodward slightly open stance out of a crouch in the 0-1 pitch. Fly ball to center should be handled at him. Gauged right. Carries a little bit, but it's caught by Romero, and that's how the game starts as Woodward flies to Romero in center field. Coming into the game, it's Gulf Coast Lending Services 7-2-1 officially in the summer. And Arena Title Company at 8-2-1. The Skippers did play a non-league game out of choice, just trying to get games in as well. That's the cooperation you get. That sits high and tight to Jack Lejeune. He's had 368, no homers, and 7 driven in for the summer. Third baseman cheats in a bit, Cosentino. That's way high again, a similar pitch. So it's 2-0, opening up on his front side, and not getting through is McHughes on those two particular offerings. 2-0. And got the strike at the knees, outside edge. It's 2-1.
The one thing you got to look at with McHughes, his stuff is very good. He's just got to throw strikes.
Man, a breaking ball just missed the inside edge. And now it's 3 balls and a strike to Lejeune.
You see a whip of 1.56. It's not ideal, but he's only allowed 3 hits all summer, but he's walked 10.
There's a chopper toward third. Got to come hard. Tough chance. Cosentino across his body, and it's wide. And the runner will hold at first. Really no chance for Cosentino to throw him out. Did everything he could. Even a good throw would not have gotten Lejeune, who runs pretty well. A base hit.
Yeah, I was just seeing eye right there. That's couldn't have placed it out there any better.
Crescent McCullum.
Here's Crescent McCullum, the outstanding young, talented player. I know Craig Jones is watching too, Coach. Looking forward to your season too. There's a fastball that's just down for a ball, 1-0. Lejeune, the runner at first, has stolen 1 base. Mandeville has not run much during the course of the summer. There is a strike, and it is 1-1.
I guess that's one of those things too, where when you're playing in the summer, you know whether your guys can run it out. You don't need to do as much of it.
Pitch missing just down. It's 2-1, and McHugh's really kind of a slide step. He's quick to the plate, so it will not be easy to run on him. Dangerous hitter. We'll call him back in from the right side. Slightly to pull. Double play depth infield up the middle. 2-1. Swing and a miss. Good pitch down in the zone. It's even up, 2-2. And the wind working in a bit from center field. Both coaches noted that earlier. 2-2. Got him looking. Runner on a delayed steal. That is not going to be in time. A stolen base for Lejeune and a strikeout on McCollum. So out number 2, but a runner gets into scoring position for Carter Winchester.
Catcher, Carter Winchester.
Carter at 294 for the summer with a home run, 8 driven in. You wouldn't imagine that he's going into his sophomore year when you look at him. No surprise. Very good-looking hitter. And no surprise that he's behind the plate. Here's the pitch. Down and out, ball 1. The leaf did not fall far from the tree. For the Winchester family, making a name behind the home plate. 1-0. And it's 1-1. Jammed a bit under the hands with that offering from McHughes. People have asked the question about determining the 4 playoff teams in the semifinals. It's done by win percentage because clearly teams cannot play the same amount of games based upon weather cancellations. 1-1. Good breaking ball. Strike called. It's 1-2.
Yeah, this isn't like a prep season where you've got days off built in. You make things up in terms of your district record and things like. No, you get in what you can get in. There's some wiggle room to try to make some things up if there's common off days.
1-2 is up and in. Buzzed him. Tower was leaning. We're not in France, and it's 2-2.
Got to work on your geography there a little bit with the World Cup going on.
On 2-2, pitch is coming. And a tapper toward third, foul. Count holding at 2 balls and 2 strikes. First semifinal, Crescent City Sports Prep Baseball Summer League. The runner at second with 2 outs and 2-2. And he struck him out with a good breaking ball. So back-to-back strikeouts of good hitters recorded by McHughes. No runs, a hit, and a runner left on. We head to the bottom of the first with no score. Semifinal game number 1 here at John Ryan Stadium. Let's give you the lineup for Arena Title Company. Leading off in center field, Chase Romero. The shortstop is Zach Kemp. Hitting third and right field is Hunter Lade. The cleanup hitter, first baseman Jacob Gobert. Batting fifth will be the extra hitter, and that's Carson Massey. Hitting sixth and catching is Luke Holliday. Drew Costantino, the third baseman, batting seventh. It's Luke Weisdorfer. The DH hitting eighth. Lincoln Foster in left field will bat ninth, and Nathan Matrika is the second baseman. So it's Romero, Kemp, and Lay, Gobert, Massey, and Holliday, Costantino, Weisdorfer, Foster, Matrika for the Hawks. Against the left-handed offerings of Great Boudreau, who takes his warm-up tosses. Lenny Boudreau getting the nod for Brady Benoit.
Yeah, it's interesting. He's pitched mostly in relief this summer. 6 appearances, 1 start. But no record, but an ERA of 0.49. 14 and a third innings of work. Most on the staff, although, again, he's only started 1 game. 8 hits allowed, 4 runs, 1 earned. Walked 6. He has struck out 22. A whip of 0.977. So nothing wrong with that by any means.
Defensive alignment, Lejeune left, Woodward center, Falcon right, Croft at third, Callaghan short, Buster second, Richmond at first with Winchester doing the catching of Boudreau, who's finishing his warm-up tosses. Game 2 to follow. That will be Lakeshore-based Messina's Catering against two-time defending champion, Brother Martin-based K's for Kids. Again, the dimensions here, well, they're large. It's 325 down the lines. It's 370 to the gaps. It's 400 to center field. I've always questioned the gaps being longer than that.
I think left center is a little bit deeper than right center. Not quite
375 and 365 precisely. That's what they listed at. I got it on my notes here. We should note, too, that the left field side of the field, the left field corner, the fence has been knocked out and the foul pole knocked down. Tornadic activity here with the storm we had not too long ago. Fortunately, it hit right there and nowhere else.
Yeah, it's another 10 feet over. It could have
Changed everything.
wrecked this grandstand.
Chase Romero takes a breaking ball strike from Woodrow. Romero has been nails. 484. No homers, 7 driven in for the summer. Stands upright from the right side. Bat upright as well. 0-1. Toward first, and it's 0-2. Nice job in the coaching box. Two-handed. Well done. Camera time. 0-2.
You know, you were talking about that storm. The one thing, obviously a lot of different news coverage, and there was a lot of tornadic activity in the area. But if you remember that car, that train car that got derailed,
1 and 2.
happened right here outside the ballpark. Right, yeah.
here. Literally right back at here. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count. Romero leading off for the Hawks. Outfield straight away. Shallow as mentioned. Get used to that. High and away. Showed him the fastball. And now the count even at 2-2. Leadoff hitters, job's not only to get on base, it's to see as many pitches as possible. 5 pitches or more would dictate a good at-bat in that regard. This is the 5th pitch to Romero. Up the middle, tough chance. Nice range. Buster to first, nice pick, but couldn't hold on. Safe at first is Romero. There's a tough chance for Buster. Backhand, tough throw. I'd give him a hit on that. And Romero is aboard to get things started for Hannon.
Yeah, it wasn't hardly hit, but at the same time, it hits the mound. And the mound kind of gave it a little bit of a different spin and slowed the ball down a little bit. But it still ended up, based on positioning, it ended up to the backhand side.
Zach Kemp at 400, a homer, 11 driven in. Breaking ball, good pitch, 0-1. Now Hannon loves to run. 35 stolen bases in the summer. So you can expect they'll want to do some running. Left-handed pitcher might combat that. Good lead by Romero, and as if on cue, the throw over. Romero 5 out of 6 in the stolen base department. These are, of course, summer league numbers. On a play right side. And the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
Not often you see your leading RBI guy in the 2-hole, Ken. Kemp's been very productive. Like you said, Romero's been a great table setter this year, so he's obviously gotten ample opportunities.
Check on the runner.
If you put him in motion, too, with those 5 steals, then what do you have? You got a runner in scoring position quite a bit.
Kemp waiting for the 0-2. Away, and it's 1-2.
And look, we could sit here and talk philosophy for days, but I think the ways of constructing a lineup aren't the same as what they were when you and I grew up watching this game.
Another move to first, runner back. All those trade rumors that you hear about the Pelicans, you can forget about one.
Yep. John Morant to Portland.
That's right. 1 ball, 2 strikes. And yet a 4th move to first. And again, none of these have been close, but it's all about introductions. Nice to meet you. Letting you know I'm here. I see you. The response is, yeah, I see you too. And these are not close. Big lead. Not going. And a little looper toward right. Right fielder shallow and making the catch is Falcon. To the point I made earlier, Lenny. You play shallow in this ballpark. If you get beat deep, you get beat deep. Because the gaps are big. And if you play deep, you got to come get balls. And you got to go toward gaps. You just have to make them beat you deep. Unless you're ahead in the game late. Then you change the approach. I see a lot of games here, and that's the way everybody plays.
Sure. And it makes sense.
Here's Hunter Lay, the right fielder. 323, no homers, and 7 driven in, and yet another throw over. Romero has actually taken a step back toward the bag on more than one occasion when the pitch is being delivered. An indication that he might not have a great read, or it might be a deke, if you will. Breaking ball catches the plate. Well delivered. No balls and a strike to lay. Seven-inning games. Played to completion. Winner advances to the championship game. 0-1. Beat toward third, foul.
Yeah, same thing right there. Pitch came home. Runner was heading back to the bag at first. He was standing on the first base bag as it was delivered.
No balls and 2 strikes. On a play right side. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. John Ryan Stadium opened in 2012. We were here for the opening of this outstanding facility.
Yes, we were. We've been back plenty of times since. This is our 15th year we're wrapping up.
Toward right, a base hit. Stopping at second, Romero. As Falcon pounced on it, got it back in quickly. And the Hawks have a chance with 2 on, 2 outs. And the cleanup hitter, Jacob Gobert, coming up.
Yeah, our team, our various iterations, as you get another look, they're going the other way. Look, there's nothing wrong with trying to do that. Everybody wants to, pull the ball. You talk about 3 true outcomes and things like that. There is nothing wrong with staying back and trying to go the other way, especially depending on where you are in the count. But, yeah, we were here for the first game. Obviously, we've been back plenty of times, and this wraps up our 15th season, our crew of streaming and televising high school sports.
Strike call to Gobert at 0-1 as the Sun decides to pay a visit here in Metairie. Much to the chagrin of those on the field. I'm not saying a word where we're at. And a wheel and no deal. As Romero, who's drawn a lot of attention from Woodrow, back to second. Shortstop Callaghan flashing the signals. Cheats a bit up the middle. And a base hit should put Annan on top, and it will. There's the gapper. 1 run is home. Second runner to third. He's going to try to score. No throw. 2-run double. Jacob Gobert and Arena Title Company takes the lead.
Well, that's one of those there. It was right in the perfect spot, and it just took a big skip when it got in the gap. And you see what happens. It almost like it accelerated a little bit and got in between the outfielders, and finally they ran it down, but not before 2 runs came in to score.
Infielders visit the mound briefly. Hawks have broken on top, and here's Carson Massey at 294 with a homer, 4 RBI. Buster was fully outstretched for that line drive and probably came within a foot of it, but it had enough juice to carry over his head and then toward the gap. Massey takes a strike. It's 0-1.
And sometimes this can be a game of inches, right? Just over the outstretched glove, just on that ground ball that hit off the pitcher's mound and slowed it down. And
bouncer, nice job by Winchester to pick it. Count is 1-1.
I'll give you an idea how long we've been coming out here. This was not that common in 2012 to see an all-turf facility like this with everything turfed in, including the mound. Now we see it all over the place.
Swing and a miss. Good off-speed pitch. Dove out of the zone. It's 1-2. Down and out, delayed steal, throw to third. He is safe at third. Gobert swipes third.
Now let's see how you play it here, Ken. With it is the first inning, but you're already down 2. Do you come in and try to cut down this runner at the plate potentially? It looks like they're just going to bring the corners in and stay back up the middle.
In the first inning, understandable. 2-2 the count. And he got him with a high fastball.
Nice pitch there.
Massey unable to connect, 2 gone, and now the infield can return to normal depth as Luke Holliday strides to the plate.
When you get that strikeout, it doesn't matter where you play him.
Luke Halliday.
Holliday 320. He's driven in 5. Gobert at third now with 2 outs. Woodrow trying to minimize the damage. Bounced it, blocked by Winchester nicely. Jeff was as good as I saw on the high school level behind the plate in a long time in this area. 1-0 towards second. Buster, gloves, throws, got him, hitting over. 2 runs across the plate for the Hawks. It occurs on 3 hits. No errors, a runner stranded, and after 1, it is Arena Title Company 2 and Gulf Coast Lending Services nothing. So a good start for the Hawks here in the first inning, buddy.
Yeah, that's what you want to do. You get that early run on the board or runs on the board. You set yourself up. You always want to be able to play from in front. Now you got a chance to do that, and McHughes goes back to the mound. Yeah. There's your lead. Go get him, right?
No question. He's
Yeah, look,
feeling good about it.
And the point I made earlier, how about how you play the infield in the first inning? This has always been a park that produces, because of the dimensions, it produces low-scoring games. You're not going to get the old bloop and the blast to get 2 runs on the board, right? It's you. Sometimes you got to manufacture a little bit, which also means how you play it defensively as well comes in. Now they get the strikeout on the ground out to get out of the inning and minimize the damage, but I think it does change when you come into a ballpark like this, or perhaps even Kershaw, which plays with college dimensions, or if you play at UNO, you've got to, as opposed to maybe something with more, traditional high school dimensions, if you will. If you're playing at, Chalmette or Miley or Harahan or one, some other place that you might be playing along the way, I think it changes how you've got to play the game as a coach sometimes, and how many you're going to play for, because you don't know if you're going to be able to get that big inning. You may have to just try to manufacture a little bit.
Campus facilities are decidedly different than 3 of the major parks that we see games played at: Wesley Barrow, Kershaw, and John Ryan, all of which have college-type dimensions.
Mm-hmm.
Skelly Rupp, a really nice facility now on the West Bank as well. Stay tuned. There's more to come. Brother Martin has a nice facility in the works as we speak.
Heard the news last week that Jefferson Playground's going to be redone.
That is going to be massive when it happens.
Yep.
It's going to open the door for a lot of teams to play ball there. So things are improving significantly when it comes to baseball in this area. Is Arden Callaghan, the shortstop, who takes a strike. That's pitch number 19, delivered by McHughes, who struck out a couple in the first to end a threat. Callaghan at 297. He has 4 driven in. And he takes this over for a strike, and it's 0-2. Steps out. Deep breath. Back in. First baseman plays him to pull all the way. 0-2 pitch coming. Missed away. He'll be followed by Croft and Richmond here in the second. Foster left, Romero center, and Lane right. Constantino third, Kemp short, Macheca second. Gobert first, and Holiday doing the catching. And he takes this one high and away. And the count now equal at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Arden Callaghan waits for the 2-2. And he's gone on strikes. Good pitch delivered by McHughes. That's his 3rd consecutive strikeout. 1 gone here in the second. And here's Caden Croft.
Caden Croft.
233 with 3 driven in for Caden. Skippers have kind of hit the skids a little offensively most recently. Brady Benoit joking about, I wonder if we're ever going to score a run based on the way the season ended. Took a ball high and tight. It's 1-0, but they've got good players. Here's the 1-0. Up and in again. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Two schools which are flourishing on the North Shore, in Mandeville and Covington areas, respectively. Pitch missing down and out. It's 3-0. Extremely well-run schools and outstanding academic institutions. Mandeville and Archbishop Hannon. 3 balls and no strikes. Has to throw a strike here. And does. Croft taking. 2-0. Arena Title Company up here in the top of the second. And a nice pitch here. And it's full 3-2. Croft tried to sell it, but you had no buyers. Payoff pitch coming. Missed way inside, so walked him. First walk issued by McHughes. And a base runner for the Skippers here in the second for Gavin Richmond. Richmond,
First
296
baseman,
with 6 driven in.
Gavin Richmond.
Croft a short lead. Pitch misses in. Many of his misses have been arm side to the inner portion to right-handed hitters. Got that one right down the middle. It's 1-1. Double play in order here. This is the second generation of turf at this ballpark. Replaced it a couple of years ago. It plays fairly slow in the infield. Swing and a miss. Good pitch. And it's 1-2.
And way out in front there.
What I mean by that is it's not fast and you get good hops, which is conducive to a double play ball. 1-2 the count. Tapped it foul, stays alive. Another 1-2 pitch. Up the middle, speaking of double play balls, 1 and 2. 4-6-3. The check to Kemp to Gobert, inning over. Nothing happening here in the second for the Skippers. And on to the bottom of the second we go. And it's 2-0 Arena Title Company over Gulf Coast Lending Services. And coverage of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League is brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Quick Lane services all makes and models, batteries, tires, oil changes, and more. All done quickly while you enjoy some popcorn. Must be a reason. I was texting that guy back and forth this morning. He's recording a new album right now. Imagine that.
You get to listen to the music
Well,
while you're waiting and enjoying some popcorn.
You do, and he's telling me, oh yeah, I got Sinatra, I got Kenny Rogers. He's telling me all about the songs. He's going into the studio to produce today, so no surprise, right?
Gotta love Ronnie.
If he's watching, you might be singing right now.
And he might be.
Nicely turned double play.
Yeah, exactly. Right as you're talking about how you have a hard time turning double plays here, you know, a sharply hit ball slows down enough and turns into a double play. So there's that.
Well, it's conducive to double plays. That's what I was saying. It's slower infield, so you get the good hops. That was a nice backhand pick,
Yep.
but it was just perfect
Yep.
to turn it because it carried him right toward the bag, and it was hit sharply.
It's going to be interesting to see with both of these teams, and for that matter, all 4 teams today, what you're doing in terms of pitching. And obviously, we talk about development. You're not running guys out there for 7-inning complete games like you might be doing in the, you know, if this were the prep
Third
playoffs.
baseman, Andrew Cosentino.
I think we'll see. You know, I think we'll see that out of all 4 teams here. We'll see multiple arms along the way.
Andrew Cosentino leads it off, 188, 8 driven in. Third baseman. First pitch on the way from Boudreau. Got the outside edge with a breaking ball. It's 0-1. That was his 23rd pitch. So he needed 22 to get out of that first inning. Extricated himself from further damage after the 2-run double produced by Gobert. over below, and it's 1-1.
Check with Matt Merritt, our producer. Did you have extricated on your bingo card today for Ken to drop in there? I don't. Yeah, checking on that one.
Up and in, it's 2-1. Two balls and a strike.
I was reading a story with one play-by-play guy who would let his kids pick a word that he would work in during the course of a broadcast just to make sure they knew he was he knew they were listening and they got to appreciate a little bit.
Did they have bets about the word or?
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay.
I think it was just hey, I'm gonna find a way to weave this one in.
There's ball 4 issued to Cosentino, so the dreaded leadoff walk starts the bottom of the second inning, and a good start for the Hawks. And now Luke Weisdorfer will come up. 263 hitter, Weisdorfer with 6 driven in. I mentioned the Hawks like to run, so keep an eye on that as Winchester heads to the mound. We're here because of the ingenuity, the utter brilliance of one individual, right? So, did I get that right?
Yeah, I think so. And I was
Okay.
about to say, we start talking about Rummel baseball coaches. It's appropriate that we bring him in right after a leadoff walk because the late Larry Schneider right now would have been in a dugout saying, "Oh, here we go again," It would have been right, probably when Cazzo threw the leadoff walk.
Another
Yeah, right.
guy.
Yeah,
Unbelievable.
exactly.
Throw to first runner back. We're referencing Frank Cazzo, who conceived the concept of this league, and we are very privileged and honored to carry the name of the league through our website. Frank, how are you, man?
Doing good.
Good. Get your microphone. There you go.
Doing good, Kenny.
Good.
Hey, Lenny.
Hey,
Good to have you with us, buddy. Here's a bunt attempt toward third. Hit hard. The play will still be to first, interestingly enough.
I think
pulled him off the bag, and he's safe. So that will be a sacrifice and an E5 as both runners will reach. I thought he had a play at second, Frank. I mean, that ball was bunted hard.
I did too. And Hannon's going to put pressure on you, and that's what they're doing right now. And the little lefty for Mandeville's doing a nice job. His ball runs a lot. I'm sitting back behind home plate, and it's running. His curveball's very
Left
good.
fielder, Lincoln Foster.
Now a big chance and another bunt possibility here with first and second, nobody out for Lincoln Foster. 333, 2 driven in. Third baseman Croft cheats in. First baseman Richmond as well. Going to bunt, and he bunts it toward the pitcher. The job well done. Wheel and deal at first and got the out by a step and a half. Sacrifice works. So the runners get to second and third with 1 out. You appreciate this, don't you? Especially in this ballpark, right?
Yes, I do. And they're going to throw the ball away. Not many teams can defend the bunt, and kids don't want to bunt anymore. And as soon as they
Second
figure out
baseman,
that's going to put
Nathan
pressure on
Pacheco.
teams, and that's how you play the game of baseball, they'll get it done. And so far, Hannah's doing that.
Nathan Pacheco with a chance. He takes it in the dirt. It's 1-0. Pacheco. An opportunity here with 2 runners in scoring position. And he's hitting 200 with 2 driven in. Chance to pick up 3 or 4. They're back.
in
And
the
second
backup
is short.
You bunt again here?
You could. The pitch. And just missed the outside edge. It's 2-0.
I always like in a situation like this, left-handed pitcher, you try a push bunt right here. If you can get it, you could bunt it right at the second baseman. The chances are the pitcher's not going to be able to get back over and get
There's
it.
no
Yeah.
way. There's no way he's going to cover it. First baseman's in. So we'll see.
2-0. And checked on a breaking ball down. And they appeal. He did not swing, and it's 3-0. And now the danger looms larger with the top of the order looming. And Pacheco likely to take a pitcher. He might show bunt and take here, right?
Yep. Might show bunt, just take it, and might take two strikes. Get the leadoff hitter up.
Not showing
Nope, didn't
anything
do
and
it.
takes it ball 4. It's inconsequential. He'll trot to first with the second walk of the inning. So now a big chance here. The base is loaded. 1 out, and you flip the order for Chase Romero, and we'll get a visit to the mound here. You play in this ballpark all the time, Frank. So do you always play for the run regardless of the time of the game, or does it matter about the situation?
Well, it matters if Joe Morange's up to bat. He blasted one out of here, and not many go out of here. But no, you play for a run. They're up 2-0. See what happens. This is a big ballpark. It's a beautiful ballpark, and you just got to try to find a gap. Or put the ball in play and see what happens.
Well,
Just
we have
not a
it.
strikeout.
Right.
You had a chance to navigate your way through the league this year. And I mean, obviously, one point there was a chance we might have had 4 teams from the North Shore playing in the playoffs. You know, Brother Mark made a late run. They got they got one of the 4 spots. We've still got 3, which is an imbalance we really haven't seen in the course of 5 years.
No, but we do have more North Shore schools,
Right,
you know,
yeah.
and they do play really good baseball. And guess what? If they're the better teams, and so be it. And we're sitting at home with a 8-3, 9-3 record. But I just love being out here and watching baseball, and I don't care who's playing. I'm gonna be here.
Ball missing away to Romero. He singled his first time. Big chance here to add to a 2-0 lead in the bottom of the second inning. He swings and misses at a pitch that dove down and out. Good movement, and it's 1-1. Yeah, it should be noted, too, that, again, win percentage dictates it. And Malcolm M. Dinas was 8-3 in the league, played another game that they won against Mandeville that was deemed a non-league game by the 2 teams. That obviously would have changed the balance of power, but they just wanted to play. There's a liner down the right field side, foul, and it's 1 ball and 2 strikes, and I commend both sides for thinking that way. I want to mention also, we're at John Ryan Stadium, courtesy of Kenny Goodlett and David Morrow, Scott Bain's father, and you're not going to find better people than this. They accommodate us every year. They treat us like gold. Sean got us up here very early, and there's more to that story, too, after this pitch on 1-2. Here it is. Toward the pitcher, this could turn. Throw home 1. No relay throw, but they get the lead man at the plate for the second out. That's a big out, Lenny.
Yeah, you make sure 1 always. Of course, it was right back to the mound when it came off the bat. You're thinking maybe 2, but you got to always make sure you're getting that 1 out.
Yeah.
Shortstop.
Frank, you get a chance to see it
Jack
again here,
Kemp.
and just took his time making sure he got the ball.
Took
there,
his
right?
time, it made the throw, and got the out, made sure the first one, and that's what they did. And still got bases loaded, 2 outs now.
The one thing with pitchers, it seems especially just certain pitchers, nothing can go straight sometimes, so you really got to take your time and do
a
things.
lot of high school pitchers panic on that ball right there.
Mm-hmm.
Nice block by Winchester. He's
We've
had a,
had 1 or 2 that would panic in the past and either drop it or throw the darn thing away, and they were able to get the out.
Winchester's blocked a lot of pitches. I think we said that back in 1998 or something like that, right?
His father Jeff, and his brother was very good over at St. Paul's.
He was?
This is going to be a good young man right here, a good little player for him.
No question. 1-0 the count. Pickoff moved to second. A lot of space, but the throw was wide. They had the play, and a good throw would have gotten it done, but it pulled to the second base side of the bag and couldn't make the play. But they had the room there. Would have been a big way to get out of this mess. Bases loaded, 2 outs, 1-0 count on Kemp, who's driven in 11 and leads their team in RBI. Right man at the plate in this situation. And he bunts toward third, foul. Surprise there, but it's 1-1. But to the point I was going to make, you played here and you defeated Retief Oil, and they did something very special for you.
Yes, they did. They honored John Terrio, our sponsor of our team, and is no longer with us. And yes, they did a great job. And Coach, sitting right here to my right, thank you, Coach, for doing that. Now, he changed some of my words, and that told me right there I couldn't get in Jesuit. You know, I had to go somewhere else. So I appreciate it.
Well, you might have had Larry as a teacher, but it's okay. You know?
Ooh.
The
2-1 the count. It's all good.
And Ken, my dad's a Jesuit graduate. You know, he came
So
to
was
Jesuit,
mine.
And
Swinging a foul, so was my older brother. 2-2 the count. And then the younger brother and yours truly were Raiders.
Yep.
So we got to split the difference. Got a lot of those families like that.
It happens. Mine's different. My dad was a St. Aloysius graduate. Then I went to Rummel, and then my son chose to follow my dad's footsteps instead of mine. So
2 balls and 2 strikes with 2 outs, and the base is loaded. Big pitch here. This is the decision pitch, if you will. And we'll do it again as Kemp stays alive. You don't want to get to 3-2 in this situation and get the merry-go-round going.
Yep.
yeah, check out the scoreboard up there. Number 2's the batter, and 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. That's really a case of deuces wild across the top of the scoreboard.
Truly is. on 2-2. Longer look. And another bluff towards second. And they call the balk. They call the balk. No one's saying anything, and it's a 3-0 ball game.
You know, guys, you spend a lot of time worried about guys on bases, and you got 2 outs, and you got 2 strikes. You know, go after the hitter, and you give him a free run right there.
I agree with you.
What did you see there, Frank? Did his
back knee.
Oh, okay.
Yes, I thought his back knee buckled. And I'm kind of up here with you guys. It was hard to see, but that's the only thing I could think of at the time.
Well, you see no argument from Brady Benoit, so that gives you the indication. There's the right call. Fly ball should get him out of the inning. Right fielder back with a play and making the catch. Backpedaling his Falcon, inning over, but a run does cross the plate. It happens on no hits, 1 error, and 2 men left, 3 stranded by the Hawks, and after 2, Arena Title Company on top, 3-0. Frank Cazzo and Lenny Van Gilder here from John Ryan Stadium. So 5th year, Frank. I guess it's kind of what you envisioned. It's been all about development for all these schools to keep their young men for an extra month and a half, and obviously you feel it's worked well.
Yes, it's worthwhile, and it's really working well for us. You know, Kenny, I approached my team this year a little bit differently this summer. I had some guys I got to figure out if they can play for us or not. And some of us shows they could, and some of us shows they can't. So we met with our guys this whole last week and this week and told them where they stand in the program and moving forward. But it was a great opportunity to play a lot of guys. You know, I wish we could play more games, but you got so many things going on with these kids running all over the place, Atlanta and everywhere. It's hard to keep them corralled and continue to play more games. But I think it's a great league. I think everybody's enjoying it.
Yeah, we're talking about tributes and such. One guy, being here at Jesuit, that we've got to certainly provide a hat tip to. David Morrow retiring after 43 years at Jesuit. That's quite a run. Spending 43 years in one place is one thing. Spending 43 years in one place in basically 2 different jobs and doing a great job of it is, certainly deserving of a tip of the hat from all of us.
Yes.
Yeah, I got to thinking back. I found the story from 1983 when he was. Then it dawned. I was a freshman in college when he first got hired at Jesuit.
2-0 the count now to Buster. Yeah, what a storied career on the field. At De La Salle, then coaching at Jesuit, and as the athletic director at Jesuit. There's a strike, and it's 2-1. Just think the world of David, of his entire family. What a sports family that is. 2-1, and it's 2-2, and nothing but the best to Scott Bain's father, a longtime friend and associate who's assumed the reins of athletic director at Jesuit. Father Brown had a lot of thought process going to that, and he settled with the gentleman that was right there doing a good job for him. And we wish Scott nothing but tremendous success moving forward. 2-2 inside, so it's full 3 balls and 2 strikes. Cazzo coached against Morrow for many years. He'd go park himself down that outfield line and just stand there, fold his arms, and watch, right?
Yep.
And there's ball 4. And I'm talking about in pregame, Buster draws a leadoff walk. You couldn't really talk to him. He'd just go down the outfield line.
No, if you approached his dugout before the game just to say hello, he would run out of there. And it was always tough. I wasn't chasing him. I wasn't chasing him.
Riker Falcon.
I just leave the lineup in a game ball right there on the bench where he was sitting before I started coming over. But it was great coaching against Dave. He's one of the best.
A great guy. Laser focus. Riker Falcon, the right fielder, 318, 9 driven in. Bunts it foul. Back to the backstop. That ball somehow gets into the stands. How did that happen?
You know, guys, one of Dave's biggest things was he would never go in the park until the other team is there inside the park. And I remember one day we were playing at Molly, and they were very good, and we were very good. And
yes.
We pulled the bus up, and they would come down the Airline Highway and pull in the back part of Molly, and we could see the Blue Jay bus coming. And we got there, and I told the kids, hit the floor. And they hit the floor of the bus, and you couldn't see in the bus. Dave got out, he peeped over the fence and started going in the stadium, and we come right behind him. So that was one of my favorite stories.
You one-upped him. There's a 1-1 pitch. That went through the catcher's mitt, throw to second, runner safe. So that will be, I believe, a pass ball. Well, looked like it could have been caught. Got through catcher to the umpire and reading it well. Buster gets to second base and now a runner in scoring position. And a 2-1 count. 3-0 Arena Title Company leading here in the top of the third. Say that fast twice. Catcher to the mound. So
Ken, we got a good crowd here.
well, we do, and it's continuing to build. It's only going to get better.
Yep.
So we're really pleased with that, and so many good things in your program. Another good prep season, disappointing ending in a 3-game series in Lafayette, and then Summer League, as you mentioned, 8-3. You found out a lot though, and you got some really good young players. You got 2 really good pitchers coming back next season,
We're
right?
going to be okay, but the whole league is just it's loaded all the way across, and you just got to play. Every time you go out, you got to play hard. You got to practice hard, and our guys do that, and I think the rest of the district does it. So it's just a roll of the dice on who's going to win that day. You just got to play and be a little lucky.
We mentioned the outstanding freshmen, the 2 that Mandeville had off of this past season. You had one that was as good as any in the state, Bo Stevens.
Bo Stevens, yes. We're trying to figure out Bo. Bo thinks his favorite spot is catching, and he's really, really good there. You know, I like him at third, and I like him in the outfield too. Later on down the line, he will pitch for us. He's got a very good arm. So, no, we're excited about Bo. We're excited about a lot of players in our program, and we got some good young ones coming up.
So a full count here to Falcon, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And he foul tips it to stay alive. So
I wonder this, Frank, when you've got a catching prospect, it's somebody, you want to try to get on the field every day. Do you put him in other places just to kind of lessen the load on him, so to speak, whether you're DHing or playing him at a different position, just to take some of that grind of catching every day?
Well, Lenny West
toward left, carrying a bit, but should be handled, and coasting under it to make the grab is Foster Fraud.
When I spoke with Bo last week about, like I met with every kid, I told Bo, I said, we're going to play you what's best for Archbishop Rummel, to play your best for our team. He's willing to do whatever we ask him to do, but catching
Fielder, Nathan Woodward.
Catching every game, Brody Giglio did that for us this year, and by the last game of the season, he was wiped out. He couldn't go anymore. So we're going to do what's best for our program, and Bo knows that.
Somebody texting there, listening, watching right now. So imagine that, huh?
Who is it? Gina?
Pitch just missed. It's 1-0 to Woodward. He flew out to center his first trip. Runner in scoring position. Now 1 out. 3-0 lead for Arena Title Company as the bullpen gets busy for the Mandeville squad. And now 2 balls and no strikes. Falling behind some hitters here in the third is Woodrow. Summer League, you treated it as development. You didn't work pitchers. You might have had one game all year where a pitcher went 5 innings.
Yes.
Typically speaking, you used them for 2-3 innings.
Well, we're here to try to find out who could pitch for us. Next season's a different ball game, and I told the kids when we start practicing and you throwing your pens and you getting ABs in practice and taking bat in practice, it all changes everything. So these guys grow and get stronger over a year's time. But we just kind of laid the groundwork for them a little bit and let them know what they got to work on. And we did use a lot of pitches, and I was pleased with all of them.
There's ball 4, so Woodward walks, 2 walks in the inning. And 2 on, 1 out for Lejeune. I do believe we'll have a new pitcher for Mandeville in the next half inning. Pitcher that was warming up is heading to the dugout.
Right. We'll watch for that, and we're going to get a visit here after 2 walks in this inning. 3 of the last 5 batters have drawn bases on balls here, so we'll see the thought process. A lot of
respect for both of these coaches, Frank. I mean, Cass Hodges and Brady Belmont very well.
Great baseball guys, and I enjoyed coaching against them guys and playing against their teams. And in this city here, they got some really good coaches and enjoy playing against them.
Your mindset isn't unusual in this over the course of these last 5 weeks. It's pretty much everybody doing maybe not exactly the same thing, but certainly following a similar path where it's about development. It's about getting guys at bats. It's about getting guys innings. You want to see what they can do. You practice all you want, but seeing what they can do in a game situation is your best evaluation.
Right.
Left fielder, Jack Lejeune.
And Lenny, that's one thing. Like early on in the summer, before we start, we'll practice a couple of days. But once we start playing and they traveling and things like that, there's no practice. You know, it's show us what you can do in the game, and you know that's how it goes. And may the best man win, and all of us want to win.
Right. What is
You know?
one of the new things that's come about here in the last couple of years is the JV component, and just about everybody fields a JV team as well. How much is that added to the process?
Oh, it's tremendous. You know, I spent a lot of time really, really watching that group. You know, and those are guys. That's the future for us. And I want to moving 2 young men up to varsity after their league. Felt like they could really deserve to be on varsity, and I moved those 2 guys up. But the JV component, hey, who can pitch? You know, those are younger guys. You know, who's going to make a difference for us down the line?
You found a couple. As
Found a
well.
couple,
Banker, Langholm,
Yep.
you had a couple of guys, right?
Yep. The rough thing is if you don't have lights, you're playing at 3 o'clock.
There you go. Lejeune at 2-1 with 2 on, 1 out. And it's 2-2. Brother Martin, of course, at the top of the league and making it to the title series 2 straight years. They've got something good going there. They're just stacking class after class.
They
good
do.
program.
That's a nice
They're a really
program.
good player.
Very nice program, and Jeff does a great job. Coach Lupa does a great job with them guys, and you know, see how they do out here today, and they're also playing in another organization where they play on the weekends. So they're getting a lot of baseball in.
1 play to first. Runners will advance to second and third with 2 outs. Ball was chopped high. Lenny really no chance to go anywhere else.
Right, and you again get the out. You know, don't try to go do something. Yeah, could you have maybe taken a shot at second base, perhaps, but get the out. You know, now you've got 2 outs.
Designated
Take a
hitter,
little bit of pressure off your defense. Play
Rashawn
back. Try to get
McCollum.
that 1 out.
There's McCollum, struck out swinging the first time. We were going to do the Malcolm M. Denis and Gulf Coast Lending Services game at Mandeville, and weather looked really bad, so we talked it over with you guys, said, I guess we won't go. You end up playing some epic 9-inning game
Yes, it
where
was a
1
great
run
game.
won the game,
1-0.
right?
Well, and here's the thing. If that result is different, they're probably out and you're playing right now. That's how you talk about it. I mean, this baseball's a game of inches. That's, 1 extra inning game might have flipped your 2 guys in the standings.
Hit in the back here, so there goes McCollum, the first, hit right between the numbers. Kind of grimaces as he grabs at the back, and so you've had a walk.
Now, when
a
I
walk
talked to
and
Coach
and a hit
Benwell
batter.
about that, they beat us the first game, which was on the schedule, and we made it just a little make-up, tune-up game with them. We played them, and I tried to tell Kenny. Brady agreed to make that one the real game, the one we won, but he wouldn't bite. He
wasn't
bite.
listening, right?
That's right.
The administrator here was cruel to you. No, I'm just kidding. I just admire the fact that you guys decided to play, because that's what it's all about. Trying
You get an
trying to get
opportunity to
games
play,
in.
let's play.
Yeah, the way the
Carter
schedule ended up
Winchester.
working out this year, some people, you had 3 teams with byes on a given day, and 2 of the 3 teams that they chose to get together could add a game, and that's what happened in this situation.
Pitch missing down for ball. I want to mention this too, because as Winchester bats with the bases loaded, Malcolm M. Denis was the only team to have made the playoffs all 4 years going into this season. So
Yes. But Kenny, we hadn't won a game
in the playoffs,
in the playoffs, so
true.
we're feeling pretty good about ending our season on a win. So
it's 2-0.
that's what we're building on.
2-0 to Winchester. Dangerous hitter here with the bases loaded, 2 outs. It's one way to look at it. You get a chance to spend time with us in the air conditioning instead. Man. Here's the 2-0.
It was
And now
actually
3-0.
against this Hannon team. We won our last game against.
That's right. And you needed someone else to win that didn't.
Yep.
Now 3-0 to Winchester, who's going to take a pitch here. He does, and it's ball 4, and it's a 3-1 ball game. So trouble for McHughes as he struggles to find the plate. 3 walks and a hit batter in the inning, and a run is home, and RBI for Carter, who has his 9th of the summer, and now a chance for Arnie Callaghan, who struck out swinging his first time. That drives you nuts as a coach. A run on no hits here. 3 walks and a hit batter, right?
2 outs. 2 outs.
Giving up 1
Shortstop,
hit, but
Arden
5
Callaghan.
freebies in this game. 4 walks and 1 hit batter. That's
Tough stuff.
6 base runners, but only one put it in play.
Callaghan takes it down, ball one. You got to make him throw one here, don't you?
They got to make him throw a strike, and I think Brady's, Coach Benoit's doing that. He just gave him the one.
Great question, though, because I wouldn't want to ask you this. Do you put the take on? Do you have that sign? You put the take on?
Yes, we put the take on. If with us, it's automatic 3 balls. They go ball 4 in a row. We're taking. And a lot of times I'll get that look. The ball's thrown right down the middle, and the guy look at it. Coach, I could have hit that one out the ball. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, right. 1-1 the count here to Arden Callaghan. And just missed the outside head catcher. Holiday wanted it. You saw him there as he double pumped. That's his indication that he liked the pitch. No call, 2-1.
At least they're not tapping their hats like in the big leagues, So
You like it or not?
I
do. Strike called. It's 2-2.
I like getting it right, but
Yes.
I mean, I was watching a little bit of Yankees Red Sox last night, as I'm sure Frank
Frank
was,
was
Yanks,
watching.
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
was
Don't
watching.
remind him about the
Don't-
outcome. That's
yeah,
all.
exactly. But like there was a bad team had one
2-2. Foul back.
team had one challenge left and challenged the first pitch of the inning, as like
Why?
yeah, and then it turned out to lose, and then then you're out of challenges. So it's all about being smart. You can't just think you know it all the time.
You have to be certain if it's early in the game. You have to be 100% sure if you challenge early in the game.
And I'm
Otherwise, it's
amazed
going to bite you later.
and I'm amazed at some of the ones they challenge, and it's
I
like
agree.
they get it by 1/10 of an inch.
Toward first foul. Yeah, there's a time and a place late in the game, certainly. Game on the line, 1-run game, unquestionably. But you have to put yourself in position to have that challenge. Kind of like the NBA. You got to preserve those challenges. Sometimes there's calls that, well, it looked like he got it wrong, but is it worth the challenge there? Only if you're 100% sure. 2-2. And he got him over the outside corner.
Nice pitch.
Big pitch to get Callan and get out of a big mess. 1 run across the plate, no hits with no errors and 3 stranded. That's 4 left for
One
Gulf
run
Coast
scored in
Services.
the
Bottom
top
of the
of the
third
third.
coming, and it's a
After
3-1
2
lead
1/2 innings,
for Arena Title
Title
Company.
three.
Coverage of the
Gulf
Crescent
Coast
City Sports
League
Prep
one.
Summer League is brought to you by Ochsner Andrews Sports Medicine Institute. Get the same sports medicine care the pros receive with minimally invasive treatments and quicker recovery times. Visit oxnard.org/sportsmed to learn more or schedule an appointment near you. Could have been a lot worse there, Frank. He got out of a mess, right?
Yeah, got out of a mess. Made a great pitch at the end to get him out the inning. Bases loaded like that. Pretty good hitter up for Mandeville that they got. Shortstop.
Yeah, they navigate their way through the middle of that lineup there, and still, that could have been certainly a lot worse. And you probably feel good in a home dugout right now, only allowing that one. And if you're in the other dugout, you feel like, man, we should have had a lot more right there with all of that traffic on the bases, and you only get 1 run out of it. So.
And
So it looks like Boudreaux's staying on here
Yeah,
for the
they-
third. He must
they-
did the
It is Boudreaux. They walked the pitcher into the dugout, but decided not to make the change. Usually that's an indication after a pitch had warmed
and
up.
He's got a little action in their bullpen.
They do. I mean, it's a warm afternoon, to say the least.
I believe, by what we were told, that maybe Costantino, who's the third baseman, maybe out there warming. We expected to see him second.
Good chance, single-digit guy,
Yeah.
so I think that's who it is. All good. Now, Frank's a Yankees guy. You're an Astros guy. I'm a Cardinals
Right
guy.
fielder,
Cardinals have the most
Hunter Lay.
iconic uniforms of all. Yankees probably right there with them. But the one thing I love about the Cardinals uniform, aside from the obvious, the birds on the bat, is the number on the front of the jersey.
Yes.
It makes it so
Looks
easy for us, okay? So easy
good.
to call the game. Strike call, 0-1. You know who the player is without having to keep using binoculars to see who's warming up in the bullpen. Turn the other way. I don't see your number. 0-1 delay. Singled his first time. That's my beef. There's a swing and a miss. 0-2.
So you would have
Dodgers
requirement
do it.
and-
Yeah, Dodgers do it. Numbers on the front.
Well, what would you do if you did this when Ty Cobb played? There's no numbers.
Didn't have numbers at all.
You know what the worst one is? Here's the 0-2 pitch. Here's a fly ball to left center. Should be handled. And it is by the left fielder, Lejeune for out number 1. Jackie Robinson Day across Major League Baseball.
Yep.
Awesome tribute wonderful, incredible legacy and man. But everybody wears the same number, with no names. It's like you better know what they look like. It's hard to identify guys with caps. Now, some of them, the body type might give it away. But how'd you like to call a game on that day, especially when changes are made?
Oh. Somebody better be in the dugout telling you everything that's happening.
Gobert, the big 2-run double his first time. Swings and misses at the pitch away here. It's 0-1. He had the big blow of the game toward the gap at right center field. Just cleared the second baseman and scooted into the gap. Holds that bat high. 0-1. Same place. This time making the catch. Callaghan, that one not hit as hard, Frank, but he hit in the same direction. Last time around, Buster leaped up and almost caught it. This time he leaped up and caught it. So 2 gone.
Inches.
And now Carson Massey.
Number 12.
Struck out his first time up. And checked his swing, went around 0-1.
Batter is Carson Massey.
Sun's shining here, boy, it makes it hotter, doesn't it?
It makes it hot. That turf, that turf is something. You know, Ken, I'm looking around at the stands, and you know where are the high school kids? Where are the players? You know, from different teams and so forth and so on. I don't see any of them here. I mean, this would be a great opportunity to come out and watch. I know the Rummel Raiders play 3 of these teams. You know, next year.
1-1 missing away, 2-1.
Great opportunity for us to watch what's going on. Watch baseball.
Understood. That's an invitation. Come and join us.
Yes.
We're here for a while.
Yes. We've got 11 more innings of baseball.
2-1 the count. Pitch on the way. And that's straight up. First base side out of play, and it's 2-2. Not to mention, Frank hasn't had a chance to dive into the pizza yet, so we have to. We're certainly going to have to direct him that way. Coaches spend so much time in the heat. It's a great weight control mechanism, right?
It is. It is.
Here's the 2-2. Breaking ball hammered to third. That's caught by Croft, and the inning over. So a couple of line drives, but a 1-2-3 inning nonetheless for Boudreaux. We've played 3, and it's still a 3-1 lead for Arena Title Company over Gulf Coast Lending Services. And we make sure, Frank, we get the sponsors' names in because they help make this happen. You can use that money. You need that support. You've had it from John Terrio and Malcolm M. Dinas for many years now. Of course, we all recall when you played with Chef Brothers all those years. And this is something that we want to always champion as the sponsors here.
Oh, absolutely. You know, and we appreciate, you know, Malcolm and Dinas for sponsoring this, and they already committed for next year, so that's a great thing. And we try also to get the new hats, get the new jerseys each year, and have the kids feel good. And that's just something we do, and I think every team out here will do the same thing.
There's no doubt. Look, it's you know, summer baseball, you know, and having sponsored teams has been a part of it. And look, there are some that have been, you know, I would suggest that the branding opportunities some of these businesses get, you know, especially the ones that have been at this for a very long time, that's invaluable. I mean, obviously it's the association with the high school for some. You know, there is some association, like, you know, John Terrio and a lot of the people, you know, part of his firm, Rummel graduates, so it made sense. But, you know, in other places, obviously, you know, the Retief family with Jesuit. But, you know, there are others that maybe don't have an association. I know, you know, for instance, you know, Cypress Physical Therapy with Lutcher. Well, the gentleman who owns that particular practice is a St. Charles Catholic grad, but St. Charles wasn't playing in the league, so he decided to sponsor Lutcher's team. Or St. Charles actually had a sponsor already, and they you know, their program.
For our arena title, number 6, Andrew Cosentino.
Cosentino takes over on the mound, so it was Drew Cosentino warming in the bullpen, and he gets the ball to start the 4th inning of this one. We'll get Lenny to give you his numbers here in a moment. But Hughes able to get through 3 innings. He got out of a big mess last inning. He gave up only 1 hit while he was on the bump, and 1 run earned because of the walks that took place. And he had a bunch of walks, as we alluded to. 5 of those, and a hit batter, but pitched around it. And the strikeouts were there, too. Remember, he had that string of 3 strikeouts in a row and finished with 4 on the day. Could win, cannot lose. Cosentino takes over. 1-0 count and a fly ball to right. Right fielder tracking it, shading his eyes and seeing it, and making the catch is Falcon for out number 1.
That was Caden Croft.
So 1 gone. Croft flies out. I said
Next
Falcon
up,
Lay in right field made the
baseman
catch. So Hunter Lay,
Gavin
good job.
Richmond.
1 gone. And now Gavin Richmond grounded into that 4-6-3 double play in the second inning. Started by Macheka, finished by Kemp.
And Cosentino in a year,
High fly ball.
1-0, ERA's 8.75, so been inflated there. And he's a lot of base runners in 8 innings of work, 12 hits and 12 walks, so 10 runs. He has struck out 7 across those 8 innings, though.
2-0 now. You got a new third baseman as a result of Cosentino going to the mound. We'll check that out.
Yeah, it looked like it was
2-0. And now yanked that way wide, 3-0.
looks like Ryan Bordelon is playing third base now.
3 balls and no strikes. And 4-0, right? So he's starting the first. Richmond is on with a 1-out walk. And Brody Buster will bat. He walked his first time. So walks have been a little bit of a theme here in this game. The question is who can
Second
capitalize
baseman,
on the opportunities. It was
Brody
hits
Buster.
that plated the runs in the first inning for Arena Title Company. Then the walk started that rally in the second with a couple of sack bunts. Another pitch high, so suddenly Cosentino's lost command. 5 straight balls, 1-0. Pumps one right down the middle. It's 1-1. A lot of high numbers for the Gulf Coast Lending Services squad. Frank's a big fan of one high number. I think it's a 9 followed by a 9. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
There's a pitch for strike, and it's 1-2. Between Frank and my good friend Michael Green, I don't know who the bigger Yankee fan is. I got to hear from Michael every day about the Yankees and every little detail that happens.
I guess he's been
He
quiet.
was real happy for a while. Yeah, he's not happy at all now. They were going good without Judge for a while, and now they hit the skids. Pitch missing away, and it's 2-2.
And I know Coach Benoit, and those high numbers, he gets that from Coach Strapola, who coached him at Ridgewood.
Steve, yeah.
And it makes it look like you're getting a high number because this is like spring training. You're trying to make the club.
No.
And that's why a lot of them have high numbers.
2-2 the count. And that's a wild pitch. Runner will get to second without a play. So Richmond trots there, and it's full 3-2 on Buster. It's an interesting
Yeah, it is an interesting
philosophy.
concept, yeah.
So if they go really well for a year, maybe they earn a lower number.
They're in
Is that
a
it?
lower number.
Okay,
That's
all right.
correct.
Okay. Next year you can pick your number if you hit 500, right? Swing and a miss. Buzzed him. Got him. 2 gone. Good pitch by Cosentino. And now Riker Falcon to the plate. Catcher. Holiday to the mound. Quick visit. Telling him something like the one you just threw. Throw me 3 more like that.
Yep.
Well, good
Right
pitch there.
fielder,
As you saw on the replay.
Riker Falcon.
Here's Falcon. And a strike delivered. It's 0-1. We're in the top of the 4th inning, scheduled for 7, 3-1 Arena Title Company with the lead over Gulf Coast Lending Services. Toward right center, that's going to get a run home. Paints the gap. That's going to be an RBI single for Riker Falcon. Slips on his way back to first, but scampers back in. It's a 3-2 ball game. That's huge, Lenny, coming from the 9-hole.
And with 2 outs. That's just a good piece of hitting right there. We talked about going the other way and just put it out
a
there
nice job.
right where they were, right over the second baseman's head in the right center field.
Center fielder, Nathan
1-run
Woodward.
game. And now you flip the order, and Nathan Woodward, who slid to center and walk, will bat. Check the runner, diving back in. towards short. The slow way himself. No problem for Kemp. Inning over. 1 run crosses the plate on a hit. With no errors, a runner left. That's 5 stranded for the Skippers. Bottom of the 4th coming. Arena Title Company now up 3-2 on Gulf Coast Lending Services. And coverage of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League is brought to you by Gibbs Construction, a leader in the construction industry in Louisiana and the Gulf Coast for almost 50 years, transforming dreams, visions, and plans into reality. Gibbs Construction.
Almost, by the way, almost really is almost. You know when Gibbs Construction was founded? July 4th, 1976 on the bicentennial. So as we come up on our country's 250th anniversary, they will celebrate their 50th anniversary this weekend. A tip of the hat to Larry and his family for what they have done for the last half century and turning that into not just a huge part of the construction industry, but what they do to support not just what we do at Crescent City Sports, but amateur sports across the area.
Well, what he's done with Little League Baseball, what he's done out in Butch Dewey Playground is fantastic. He's a wonderful man, played ball at Coriezu back in the day.
Yep.
And just a great individual. We're so appreciative of Larry Gibbs and his tremendous support over the years. Of course, his sons, Emerson Gibbs and Brian Gibbs, played at Jesuit.
Two excellent ball players. Excellent.
Yeah,
Next year, National Federation rule one of new ones. And I'm looking as a double first base we got to go to, and that's going to be real interesting because,
seen it in college the last couple of years. I'll be honest, I like it in college. It makes it, it's clearly defined. I mean, obviously, you're going to have to do some work in terms of, what it is that putting the bases in, and I guess it's same, or it's going to go in the same hole, and it's just going to have 2 bases attached to it. I'm not sure.
Some bases have the two pegs.
Right.
But my question is, now look, the junior colleges don't use the double first base. I know myself and Archbishop Rummel and Brother Martin both play at Kirsch Rooney. Is that going to be available to us, the double first base?
That's a good question. Yeah. But it's, I'll say this, I like it. Now there's some nuances to the rule, just depending on where the play is happening, that for strikeout, ball kicks out to this side here, then the first baseman's got to go take the colored base, and then the runner goes to the inside base in a situation.
Catcher, Luke Holiday.
But obviously, a safety thing. And look, you've been around this game a long time. We've seen some ugly plays at first base.
Luke Holiday leads it off and takes it down, and in a new pitcher on the mound for Gulf Coast Lending Services. That is Arnon Callaghan, who's taking over on the mound. So Callaghan, the new pitcher, moves from shortstop to the mound. Swing and a miss. Good fastball there. And it's 1-1. It's pretty good number 1 there, Frank.
Yeah, he throws the ball nice. Throws it nice. Cuts it loose.
He's another one that only has 1 start on the year. You mentioned that with Boudreaux.
Foul back. It's 1-2.
Well, their best is not here for Mandeville.
Right.
Grayson Parker. He's
Parker.
about 93 to 94.
Yes, he is.
So I don't want to see him.
Leo Bloom is at shortstop, by the way. Bloom, the shortstop. Yep, Parker. Got a little taste of him, didn't you, earlier this year?
I only threw 2/3 of an inning this summer, but obviously he's been around at some other events, and you can understand that with his status as you start talking about some of these guys as they project towards the future, especially with a pitcher like that. Well, if he's a pitcher, they want to be able to see him pitch.
Yes.
I covered that game when you played him. He's had command issues in like the 3rd inning, as I recall, right? Pitch missing, down and out, and it's 2-2. Hard thrower, really good arm. That was a game at Kirsch Rooney during the prep season. I happened to cover, but a really good arm. What, Southeastern? Last time I checked, I'll double check that, but I think that's accurate.
No, he's going to Ole Miss.
Ole Miss, that's right. Yeah, foul lookout.
In the
man,
dugout.
smoked it into the dugout. Wow.
All right.
Got him on the shoulder.
Got him on the shoulder. He's flexing his arm. Man, that was frightening. Holding it 2-2. Hasn't asked for the trainer. That's a good thing.
He hasn't gotten the dugout yet either.
No, he hasn't. I
He's
mean,
about to get another one.
you bet. On 2-2. Yeah, ain't going that way again. this time to the netting. You might get an idea he's going that way, right? Holding it 2-2. This has been a rather slow-moving game. We've had one, 2, 3 inning thus far. That just missed. Catcher wanted it. Pretty good-looking pitch. Not called, and it's full 3-2. Winchester came up looking to throw. Sales job or not. Play him as a dead opposite field hitter based on what we've seen. Payoff pitch on the way. And he's going that way all the way. And fouls this one that way. A little bit surprised the infield hasn't done the same, Lenny. I mean, you see the outfield.
Yeah, a lot of times.
Shifts it all the way around.
You see a lot of times, though, with that. You'll see the infield position themselves one way, but the outfield is, anything in the air is going to end up being the other way.
And he took it low. Boy, that's a heck of an at-bat to draw the walk. A leadoff walk. Holiday's on, and the Hawks get something going with Cosentino to the plate, who walked and scored in the second inning. He's taking a long look into the dugout. Remember, they like to run, and now they don't have a left-hander on the mound, so keep an eye on the runner at first, Holiday.
Third time in 4 innings, the leadoff man's been aboard. The first 2 times, they've scored.
Yeah, as mentioned, it's been a rather slow-moving game because you've had a lot of traffic on the base paths throughout both sides. Showed bunt, took a strike. It's 0-1. Winchester, a good thrower behind the plate. If you're thinking of those terms, running. 0-1. Got away. Yeah, he decides he's going to go late. Throw there is in time, and he's out. Great throw made by the first baseman, Richmond, to Bloom. And the old saying is, he who hesitates is dead. Hesitation there as we watch it again here, Frank. If he doesn't hesitate, he'll definitely make it. But he looked and then decided to go. It took a perfect throw, and that's what it was.
Yeah, I want to say Richmond's one of their better pitchers. The guy at first base, he threw that ball right on the bag.
First baseman over. He'll make the play. Richmond, 2 straight outs that he records and 2 gone. And now Weisdorfer to the plate. He had a sacrifice bunt, reached, scored back in the second inning.
Luke Weisdorfer.
2 outs, nobody on. Right down the middle, it's 0-1. Second game to follow. Lakeshore Base Messina's Catering, Brother Martin Base Keys for Kids. Deep short. Great effort. What a heck of a play that is. Terrific job. What a play by Croft. Picked by Richmond. Inning over. What an inning for Richmond defensively as well, Frank.
Outstanding at first base, and made a couple of great plays that inning.
Look at Croft here, diving, knocking
from
down
his knees,
and still having the arm to throw him out. That's special. Great stuff. Inning over, nothing happening. We've played 4, and it is still a 3-2 ball game. Arena Title Company over Gulf Coast Lending Services. A lot of traffic, Lenny, but it's a pretty good ball game there.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we've seen opportunities on the base pass. We've seen teams deliver with those opportunities. We've seen teams make some nice plays out in the field. So it's look, which all you can ask for at this point. Like you said, you're seeing 2 teams that, while maybe this part is new to them, reaching the Summer League playoffs here. They are, they're right in there, and they're playing this thing, realizing, hey, we can win this game. We got a chance to play for a championship tomorrow night.
And it does matter. I mean, when you have something to play for, Frank, when you look at this situation, you talk about development. That's what it's all about, development. At the same time, when you get to this level, when you get to the playoffs, it means something. You want to win. I mean, this is the competition is there. You have something to play for.
And you're playing for something, and usually these guys are playing different little tournaments on the weekends, and losing is not important to them. But I think after you lose one of these games, it kind of bothers you a little bit because you're playing for something. You're top 4. You want to win. That's why you're here. Once you get to this,
Whatever it is that you do, I would think. Now, obviously, at some point during the course, you're making decisions, obviously, to get guys opportunities. But at the end of the day, if you're putting on that uniform and you're keeping score, then at the end of the day, you want to have more than the other guy.
Yeah, and I think the substitutions kind of cut back a little bit once you get here. Final 4, you're playing to win. I don't think there's been a lot of subs here. I've seen a lot of pitching changes.
In fact, we have one right now. So, Jacob Gobert is the third pitcher of the game for Arena Title Company. We'll let Lenny tell you about his summer league numbers to this point. Of course, another position player. He moves from first base to the mound, which means you have a new first baseman. So we'll check that out too.
Gobert's got great numbers
Jack
on the year.
Lejeune will bat.
Yeah, Gobert has been a starter this summer. Made 4 starts. He's 1-0 with an 0.70 ERA. 10 innings of work. 3 hits allowed, 1 run, walked 3. He struck out 12.
Foul back on a breaking ball. Lejeune, who has singled, grounded out. He's tall, gets over the top, kind of shows you the ball at the top of his delivery. Right there. Toward third fair, inside the bag. Lejeune hammers one down the left field side. He's going to try for 2. Here's the throw. It is... They're waiting, safe. The ball's on the ground. If he holds it, the umpire's telling you he's out. Just waiting to see if the ball was held onto by Macheka. Could not, and it's a double for Lejeune. It's a close play here, guys.
Yeah, but I don't have the replay. I don't have
the ball's hit down the line, and I guess the left fielder for Hannon made a great throw to second base, and it was a good play all the way around. Just happened to drop the ball, and the umpire did a great job of waiting to make the call.
Yeah.
Lejeune with a leadoff double, so now the tying run is at second. The question here is, do you bunt with your 3-hole hitter, McCollum?
I think he's going to let this guy hit.
He's a good hitter. Struck out in the first, hit by pitch in the third. Runner second, nobody out. Going to swing, chops it to third. That won't work. Looks the runner back, throws to second, and he is out at second base. That's a big play there. Going to throw behind the runner at first, make sure he didn't turn the wrong way, and he's safe at first. But that's a big out recorded. Third baseman, Bordelon, did the job well. His job is to look the runner back, and as we watch it here, he looks him back, but there's too much room. Base runner didn't get back.
Catcher.
And he saw it.
And the shortstop took that throw.
He did. He got back and took the throw. That's a 5-6 putout. You don't see that very often, if at all. Pitch down and out for a ball. That's a huge out, Lenny.
Yeah, that's a gutsy play right there. Again, we talked about getting outs, but that just changed the dynamic of the inning. You took the runner out of scoring position.
Another close pitch to ball. It's 2-0 on Winchester, who struck out and walked. And you lose the runner scoring position, but that's why you think bunt there. But as a hitter, you got to think to hit behind the runner there. Pitch down and out for a ball. It's 3-0, and that's another thing on the high school level. I know you teach that. Situational baseball, 1-run game, runner second, nobody out.
We preach
trying to
it,
hit
all
behind
of
the
us.
runner.
All coaches preach that, and a lot of times kids get anxious and they just swing the bat, and it happens to ground out to third to the left side of the infield, and all we ask them to do is just tap it to the second baseman, move the runner.
Ball 4 issued to Winchester, so first and second, 1 out, and we'll get a runner at first base, J.J. Johnson, courtesy runner, will run here. Johnson for Winchester.
Number 34,
So now
Arden Callaghan.
Tying run at second. Go ahead, run at first. Arden Callaghan will bat. He has batted twice and fanned twice. He's going to bunt here. Pitcher will pounce on it. Well done. Plenty of time. Throw him out. So you give him a sacrifice. Gobert's a good athlete. He showed you there, Lenny. He pounced on that very quickly.
Very nice play. And yeah, I'm not much of being one to try to bunt with 1 out in that situation, but now you give yourself a chance to
Number
basically take the lead right here.
Caden
And I
Crab.
think he was bunting for a hit lane.
I do
He just
too.
set a bad angle on his bat.
He did. You got to give him a sacrifice, though. Here's Croft with a walk and a flyout toward third, charging hard. Bordelon, nice play, made it look easy, and the inning is over with no runs. Leadoff double goes to waste with a hit. 2 men stranded. That is a total of 7 left on base for the Skippers. Stretch time here at John Ryan Stadium. 3-2 Arena title company over Gulf Coast Lending Services. And coverage of the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League is brought to you by the Lamarck Motor Company in Kenner. Lamarck Lincoln is the only Lincoln Black Label dealership in the market. It's more than ownership, it's membership. Must be a reason. I got a reason. I got my Ford Bronco outside.
There you go.
Which
There you go.
people around the alma mater affectionately call the Raider Mobile, right?
Oh, yeah.
Something like that. So, yep.
Every time I see a call like that, Kenny,
You think it's me?
I think it's you.
Yeah, everybody says that. It's like, hey, I saw you at Clearview. No, I wasn't there. Hey, I saw you at the arena. No, I wasn't there. So, yeah, they've got quite a few of those going
You know,
around
Ken,
now.
One of the things that the summer league, a lot of these guys are playing multiple sports, and football's getting ready to start. You know, and they're working out in the morning for football. They're playing 7-on-7 in the morning or the evening, and they're coming out to play baseball. So, tip my cap to that, to those guys, and they're working extremely hard in the summer.
A lot of cooperation, Lenny.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And look, it's see more and more of that out there. You know, came from a time and place that really about you had a little bit of basketball going on. I don't remember much football in the summer going on, and the 7-on-7 that you see now. Yeah, you had summer baseball, but yeah,
Number
obviously try. You know,
17,
or a lot of times you might just play one sport in the summer. But now you need your guys. I mean, if you're going to do this, you need your guys to be able to, see what you've got and
And Coach Monaco at Rummel does a great job working with us, because we have multiple guys that play football. And he'll work around our schedule if we ask him to. And a lot of times we don't have to ask him. He just does it.
Well, he's a
help us
former
out.
baseball coach, and that certainly matters. He understands. High pitch to Foster, 1-0, and now a swing and a roller. Behind the plate foul, it's 1-1. And I would think that contributes when you have a guy that played baseball as he did and coached baseball as he did. I have to
No
believe
doubt
he
about it.
respects it.
Yes. He helps us tremendously.
One. That's fair inside the bag. That will be extra bases. Foster racing around first towards second. He will be standing there with a leadoff double here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Nice piece of hitting.
Yep, great job. Right down the line, you can guarantee a bunting right here. Guarantee.
Yeah, he just went with the pitch, right?
Just one with the pitch, right over the bag. Yep. Into
Number
the corner.
39,
Foster.
Nathan Macheca.
And now we'll see if the bunt is on. You would think so with the 10-hole hitter who walked his last time. Third baseman Croft is well in. So is the first baseman Richmond. 1-run game. It's a big run out there in the 5th inning. This is where you definitely are thinking of advancing a runner. Situation. Going to bump, but he doesn't have to now. That's a wild pitch. Runner to third with nobody out. Easy.
So now it gets to be an interesting situation here. It's getting late. Okay, we talked about infield in early, or maybe not. Now it's the 5th inning. You've only got 2 more chances to come to the plate. So now, with a runner third, nobody out, you're bringing the infield in all the way around.
Have to. Which makes the bunt a more difficult if you were thinking in those terms. And he takes one that's just missing down. It's 2-0. Now you get the feeling that a run matters in a big way in this game, the way it's unfolded at this stage of the game. 2-0. And it's 2-1. Macheca's driven in a couple of runs on the summer. And he took a strike. It's 2-2.
we've seen so much analytics in football and in decision making, whether I'm going to go for two or some of the different things. What are we seeing in terms of these types of situations? Should I play the infield in? Should I play back? How much are those?
It's getting late, and one of my things is score inning and outs. That tells you how to play the game, and a lot of things can happen.
Pitch gets away, but a good job by Winchester to flag it.
Bottom of the order here, we might put a bunt down. We might go safety squeeze towards the second baseman.
But if you're on defense right now, how much of analytics is telling you, okay, I've got to be in right now, or I can stay back?
I don't know anything about analytics. I just know how to coach the game of baseball, and I think right here, you would have to go infield in. You're down by a run.
Line drive,
there you go.
base hit right field.
That ball would have been caught if he was back.
Exactly.
It's a 4-2 ball game as Macheka lines an RBI single right. What a job by Macheka.
Good piece of hitting.
Yep.
With 2 strikes.
If he was back, line
Yeah,
drive.
but exactly, yeah. If he's playing normal depth right there, that's a line drive right at the second baseman, and you've got the out. Not and look, that's just happenstance, if you will. But I just wonder, some of the things that we're hearing about in other sports. Just like I know it happens, maybe with pitching patterns and offensive decisions, things like that. But something like that, I don't know.
Well,
what goes into it.
Romero.
You talk about that last night. I was watching, the Yankees and the bad guys play, and the Yankees went to a 5-man infield, and the fly ball went to right field.
Right where he was.
Yep.
I'm cracking up for a reason. There's a bunt toward third. That's foul. And it's 0-1 now on Romero, who has singled and scored, grounded into a fielder's choice. We're in the John Ryan press box where Steve Slumber used to hang out. Red Sox, Red Sox,
Oh,
Red
my
Sox.
goodness.
Absolutely.
I had to live red. I had to hear Red Sox from the start of a game to the end of a game with Slumber up here.
Yeah, my brother's a big Red Sox fan who lives in Atlanta, Georgia.
Oh, boy.
He sent me a text last night. You awake? I said, yeah, I'm awake.
Oh, man. We have a group. We have a Cardinals text group that I'll show you guys. A whole bunch of guys that love the Cardinals. Some of whom you know. Actually, all of whom you know. 0-1 the count. Throw to first, and that was close.
Close.
Very close play. And we have that group. I mean, some of the comments during games are hilarious that these guys send out. It's the Redbird text group there, so and I can name the names there. You didn't have a good time with it. 0-1. That's bunted toward the mound. The play will be to second, and he's out, and he's not running hard enough or sliding.
Well, he wasn't. Yeah,
Didn't run hard enough.
he went in. Didn't think there was going to be a play. He went in standing, and they ended up making the throw there.
And that's
Yep. Nice play by the pitcher.
very good play by the pitcher as we watch it again. You can see he's slowing up here, and he doesn't slide.
No,
if
he
he
slides,
goes
he's
hard and
safe.
slides, he's safe.
Yep.
Yeah. That goes as a force play. And a runner at first now.
Anything close, Kenny, on the bases, and you don't slide, umpires calling you out.
Yes, no doubt. And that's the first out. That's a big out. At second, and the batter will be Zach Kemp, who slid to right twice. Toward right foul. It's 0-1. So
Batting
go to
is
St.
number
Louis every
2.
year. Be doing that at the end of the
Kemp.
month. We have a very close friend who became closest of friends with Ed Daniels and then very close friends with me, Muhammad Kashif and his wife Colleen. They host us there at their wonderful hotel and take great care of us. And he's in this text group, but the others are Scott Craig of Katie's and Francesca's, Sean Temple, Danny Ream. Yours truly. We lost Ed Daniels, who was a big part of it. Pitch down and out, and the steal is going to be successful. Double pump, but really no shot for Winchester's. Romero got the great jump, and he's at second.
I mean, you talked about it, Frank. It's easier to apply pressure when you're in the lead,
Yes.
as opposed to trying to, play from behind. It does kind of dictate your hand a little bit there in terms of what you can do.
And I believe that most coaches will try to apply a little more pressure when they have a 1 or 2 run lead. They're going to try to get you to fold. Some teams do and some teams don't.
And it could, little plays like that can turn into a run. Now a base hit drives in that run.
1-1 the count. The pitch toward right on a play. And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes.
It's like the wind has picked up a little bit here later in the afternoon.
Pickoff moved to second.
You had it about 7-8 miles an hour when we started, Ken. It looks like, I mean, you look at those flags out there and in center field now, and it is. I'm still showing around 8, but it looks like it is. It looks like it's more than that right now. It might be 10 to 15.
1-2 pitch coming. Center field should be easy. Woodward camping under it. No problem, and out number 2 here in the 5th inning, which will get Hunter Lay to the plate, who has a base hit. A run scored, and he's flying to left.
Number 8, Hunter Lay.
Coaches were talking on the field about Raider Park and asking if that could ever be a permanent facility. The only way is to be able to extend the field, and that's the issue. It's a nice ballpark.
And I don't mind playing out there. You know, everybody's playing the same dimension. You got to hit over the net and right. It's a little short.
Strike called 0-1.
Our biggest problem is bleachers. You know, we don't
Yes.
have enough room to see people out there, and our infield's as good as any dirt infield in the city. You know, I wish we had turf.
0-1.
Oh,
Oh, my.
plucked him.
Flips the bat. Fortunately, seems to be fine, and Hunter will trot to first base, hit by pitch. And Gobert will bat away. The 2-run double in the first, and he's lined to second. And has a chance here with 2 on, 2 outs. So there's the solicitation. If anyone's listening, Frank would love to have turf. You can call
Number
Frank Castle at
27.
504.
Jacob Gobert.
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. Now we're going to
Bring your-
extend our right field net. It's going to go a little further down for next season. We'll put it all the way to center field.
Check of the runner's pitch on the way, and that is a liner to first, and it's caught by Richmond. So he's lined out twice. Has Gobert. Good play by Richmond has been stellar defensively. A run does score in the frame on 2 hits, and good play by Richmond to end the inning as we watch again. Read it well, made the play. No errors, 2 men left, and
One
that's
run
5 stranded
scores in the
for
bottom
the
of the
Hawks.
5th.
After 5, it's Arena Title
5
Company
innings.
4, Gulf Coast Lending
Arena
Services
Title 4.
2.
Gulf Coast Lending.
Big
2.
run, Lenny, and we'll see if Gobert can make it stand up here. Third
now
pitcher of the game.
Exactly. Now you're going to make it hold up, and yeah, Gobert obviously with the biggest hit of this game offensively is now trying to just shut things down on the mound. Had a pitched out of some trouble there in the 5th.
Yep, had
Yeah,
a
you got
couple of
it.
base runners, had the leadoff double, and got
Yeah.
out of it.
Yeah.
You'll face Richmond, Buster, and Falcon here in the 6th inning. And scheduled for 7, game 2 to follow. Lakeshore based Messina's Catering. Brother Martin based K's for Kids. Set to square off in that second semifinal championship game tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. here at John Ryan Stadium. We hope all of you watching today will come out and see the game to decide year 5 of our championship.
Number 43, Gavin Richmond.
Richmond leads it off. He's grounded into a double play, and he's walked and scored. Gobert delivers a hot one. Strike called 0-1. There's a good breaking ball, strike called, and it's 0-2. When you have the taller pitchers, you have one. You're looking for that stride, right? You want that
Yes,
to
one to
get that
reach out.
reach out.
About 6'3", 6'4".
to third.
Get out
Tough
there,
chance.
tough play.
Backhand. Great play, but no chance. Base hit. So Richmond on with the leadoff single, but go ahead and finish your thought there.
That's Grayson Schecksnyder for
Yep.
us. Has a lot of potential, a lot of upside, and really developed a curveball. You know, it's all about working on some stuff this summer, and we forced him to throw some breaking balls, and he did a great job with it. Now, if he just masters the changeup, you know, he's going to be tough.
Second baseman.
J.J. Johnson will run at
Brody
first.
Buster.
So Johnson running at first, and here's Buster. He's walked and scored and struck out. And takes a strike. It's 0-1.
Yeah. What's interesting with Gobert, by the way, he did not pitch in the prep season coming back from an injury. So he's this summer, over these last 4 weeks, 5 weeks, the first time he's pitched since last year.
Throws it hard. Throws it hard.
Quickly ahead 0-2 on Buster.
Man, I would think he's a guy that's got a chance to play somewhere
Yes,
at the next
nice,
level.
Nice
You-
size.
yeah,
You know,
exactly.
I wonder if
You-
he's a football player or even a basketball player. He's got good size to him.
No balls, 2 strikes, and they bounced that one. That'll be a wild pitch, and a runner to second with nobody out. And a 1-2 count. So Richmond gets himself into scoring position. Yep, football player as well, as you mentioned. 1-2 the count. And a breaking ball struck him out looking.
catch.
Outstanding pitch to get Buster. Out number 1. Remember, Mandeville had the leadoff double last inning. Had the runner at second with nobody out. And could not score. And they have a runner at second again and now 1 out.
Number 28.
There's Riker Falcon. He had the
Riker
RBI single in the
Falcon.
4th inning. He also flied to left field. So 1 for 2 in the game. And took it down 1-0. Shade him slightly to hit to the off field. Tried to frame that pitch. Showed it. Didn't get it. It's 2-0. And that's going to get by. Might be a pass ball there, and the runner to third. It's 3-0. Looked like it could have been caught, Frank. Watching that one.
That ball should have been caught, actually. Slide out there and catch it. That's a big run right there. You want to hold that guy.
So 3 balls and no strikes. A chance for Falcon. Trying to pull his team closer. The infield will stay back and see the run for an out, up by 2. And ball 4. So you open the door here. And now you flip the lineup over. Leadoff man Nathan Woodward to the plate. Woodward has slid to center, walked, and he's grounded into a fielder's choice. And Coach Benoit wants to have a talk with his hitter and his base runners. And again, you could start the runner, even though you're down by 2. A lot of things could happen here. And they're going to discuss every possibility imaginable. You've coached 2 state championship teams, 2 different schools. What's the biggest, I mean, talent obviously is number 1, but what's the biggest indicator or the biggest factor in having a team that can win it all and does win it all?
Well, first of all, you got to have some pretty good numbers, pretty good team, and some talented players, no doubt about it. But
Number 62.
just got to.
Nathan Woodward.
A lot of it's about luck, Kenny, where you fall in the bracket and et cetera, et cetera. You know, situation right here, you got first and third,
Swinging a foul, that hit the umpire.
1 out. You know, so we're gonna see.
No balls and a strike. He took the mask
I
off,
think Coach is gonna try to run here.
killing for time to make sure he's okay.
One of the fascinating things of baseball to me is just kind of the unwritten rules behind the plate. If something happens to the catcher, the home plate umpire will go do things and give him time, go dust off the plate, go whatever it is he's got to do. You know, the home plate umpire needed time, so the catcher went out to the mound and talked to his pitcher and brought him back to baseball that way. And of course, the base umpire came and checked on him, but it doesn't. Nothing has to be said. It just happens.
To right, is it deep enough? Caught.
Oh, he drops
the ball. Runner scores. Throw to second is high. What a mess here. And it's a 4-3 ball game and a runner into scoring position. Well,
He just dropped it.
Do you give him a
Right
sack
out
fly there?
If you think
I
if it's
think he would have scored.
yeah, if it's clear that he would have, then it's going to go as a sacrifice.
I'm going to
fly.
give him a sack fly and an error on the play. 2 errors, right?
No, you can't assume,
you can't
assume the out at
Can't
second.
assume the out at second, so 1 error.
Yeah.
Number 18, Jack Lejeune.
So now the door is open. And a runner at second with 1 out. And Jack Lejeune bats, who singled, doubled, grounded out. Toward the pitcher, throws to second out there, back to first, got it. Double play, beautifully started by Gobert and finished by Kemp. You can't do it any better than that to get out of the jam.
1 run
And we watch it
scores
again.
on the top
Frank,
of the
pitcher
6th.
starts.
That was
it,
a
man.
very nice play. Hit to the pitcher's left,
After 5 1/2 innings.
wheeled and threw it to
Arena
second.
title
Perfect
4.
throw.
Gulf Coast Lending
Big
Completed
3.
the
double
double play.
Second double play of the game. Each team has turned one, and that gets them out of a big jam. And they're 3 outs away with a 4-3 lead. Arena Title Company over Gulf Coast Lending Services. Got him on the first pitch, too, Lenny.
Yeah, that's look, the momentum was about to start swinging right there. That's a great way to flip the momentum, right? Is to turn a double play and look who started. The guy who's seemingly been in the middle of everything in this game, and that's Gobert.
So 4-3 game going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Callaghan back to the mound. They've only used 2 pitchers, have the skippers.
See a lot of what would in effect be you hear the term now used in the pro level about piggybacking games. You see a lot of that in the summer where you might use one guy for 3 or 4, one guy for 3, that kind of thing, or you're getting more guys than that.
That's what we did the whole summer, basically. I'd have 3 guys a day ready to go. And
Maybe
you know,
3-2-2.
yeah, Shex and I knew he was throwing every Monday. Nugent knew he was throwing every Tuesday to start. So in game 3, we used Joe Banker a little bit in game 3, along with
Number
little
12,
Bryce Stupridge.
Carson Massey.
Carson Massey gets it started here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Take it.
1-0, Massey has struck out and lined to third base, facing Callaghan in relief of Woodrow. And that's low, so it's 2-0.
Yes. What's interesting is since that double by Gobert in the first inning, 4, 5, and 6 has really not gotten a lot going in this offense for Hannon or for Arena Title. Yeah, it's there was a walk that was erased on the bases.
2-1. Right side out of play, and it's 2-2. You've been fortunate to have good catchers recently. Giglio this year. Lenny Klein. I've had Lenny at Delgado this past year. Had a very good season for the Dolphins.
We got a lot of things happening with our catchers this upcoming year. We got 3 of them we feel that can play.
That's lined into the corner. That'll be extra bases. On his way to second is Massey, and he will make it there without a problem. A leadoff double. We've said that before. And another big run in scoring position with no outs, Lenny.
Yeah, look. They've set the table here. How many
Turns
innings
on.
now?
He turns on it beautifully here.
Right, yeah, down the line. But this is now 5 times in 6 innings that Arena Title has put the leadoff man aboard.
Yep. Coach is giving signals. We're going to bunt here. I'll be shocked if they don't.
Yep. Holiday's grounded out and walked.
Luke Holiday.
Yeah, we've been playing with that 1-run, 2-run game scenario here since the 3rd inning. Or rather, the 4th inning. It's been either 1 or 2-run lead. There's the bunt attempt, and he missed it, and it's 0-1. Pitch was up and away. But Lenny did a good job. We've been blessed to have a whole bunch of local players at Delgado, most recently with great success, including many of yours.
Yes. Coach Sherman, does a great job with that program and gives our guys the opportunity to play over there. And many guys throughout the city go over to Delgado and have a lot of success.
Well, what he does, he gives everybody a chance. And he likes to say it all the time. He doesn't let guys play themselves into the lineup. He lets them play themselves out of the lineup. He gives them a chance just like you talked about with the summer league. You know, you show me you can do it, you're going to play. You don't, you won't. But he gives them a chance. Here's the 0-1. He's going to bunt, and he missed it again. And it's 0-2. And I guess the best case in point, I mentioned Lenny, gave Lenny Klein a chance as a freshman, and he ended up being their starting catcher primarily. Gavin Kennedy was not even in the picture, and he gave him a chance, and he couldn't get him off the field.
Yep, couldn't get him off the field. That's a player right there, and so is Lenny. You know, and we had John Carlo Arancibia come out of Rommel, and he went over to Delgado, and I'm going to play at UNO next year.
Got a bunt 0-2, pulled the bat back, and it's 1-2.
Frank, let me get your thoughts.
He was really good.
Yeah, let me get your thoughts on this here. It's at some point, runner second, nobody out. It became a situation to bunt as opposed to a situation to try to hit the ball to the right side. When does that change, and what is your thoughts on it?
I'd love for my guy to be able to hit the ball to the right side there. It depends where you're at in the lineup also. And
well, he stabbed at this with 3 attempts that just didn't work, and every pitch was out of portion.
Man, I don't think he wanted to bunt, you know, and that's the key. You got to want to do it. You know, you want to do it.
Number 6, Andrew Cosentino.
Drew Cosentino. The difference is obvious. I mean, if you get him over to third, there's a whole bunch of ways to score him with less than 2 outs. Instead, it takes a base hit. Cosentino's walked and scored, popped out. Rolls it to the mound. Runners hung up. They got him dead to rights. Easy play at third. So a 1-5 putout takes care of Massey with 2 outs, and Cosentino will run it first.
That was good awareness by the pitcher there to look up and see the guy.
Just a 1-hopper here, Lenny.
1-hopper right to the mound.
No, 2-hopper.
2-hopper guy breaks.
Number 13.
Got to apply the technique. The other thing, I mean, just kind of gave himself up. If he stays if he could turn around and get on a rundown right there, you've got a chance to perhaps Cosentino's got a chance to maybe make it to second base.
Luke Weisdorfer rolls it toward third. Handled on the move. Croft, strong arm. Good throw, inning over. With a hit and a runner stranded. 6 left on base. And that will take us to the 7th inning. And Gulf Coast Lending Services needs a rally, trailing Arena Title Company by the score of 4-3. And back to the mound, trying to nail this one down as Gobert. You only have the 3, 4, 5 hitters, though. Sets up pretty well, Lenny, for the Skippers. You got McCollum, Winchester, and Callaghan coming up.
Exactly what you want in this situation, certainly. Let's see if they could put something together. And look, all it takes is one right now. You got some single numbers up there, single runs, third, fourth, sixth. You need one of those to keep this going. You find a way to put a crooked number up, you can get yourself a lead for the first time today.
Well, the opportunities have been there. Both teams have had a double play turn by each team. We've had runners lost on the bases. Then you've had runners left on base throughout in this game by both teams. In fact, the Skippers in the game have left 8 in 6 innings and hit into that double play as well. So, issues there. And here's McCollum, who is 0 for 2. He's been hit by a pitch. He struck out, grounded into a fielder's choice, and been hit by a pitch. Gobert trying to nail this down. It would be a save. McHugh would be the winning pitcher. McHugh's went 3 innings to start it. Breaking ball just missed away, 1-0. He's got a good hook to go along with a pretty good fastball. 1-0. Way outside. So it's 2 balls and no strikes on McCollum. We've had the leadoff man on. Last 2 innings, and in 3 of the last 4 innings. 2-0 pitch. He swung at it. Boy, not taking there. Out of play, and it's 2-1. And again, it's about development, but 2-0 in a 1-run game in your last at bat.
Well, you're also in the middle of the lineup right here. These are the guys that you trust the most.
These are the hitters. Yep.
2-1. High, and now it's 3-1. I mean, if I'm a coach, I know he's a good hitter, but in this situation, I tell him it has to box a fastball. It's the only way I'm swinging here. 3 balls and a strike. You need a base runner. Only 3 outs to play with. 3-1 pitches on the way. That's up and in. He's on. So the leadoff walk McCollum is on, and the tying run aboard with nobody out. And here's Connor Winchester, who's walked twice and struck out.
Number
And
40,
I feel pretty
Connor
safe in saying he's not bunting here.
Third baseman's in a couple of
Still
steps.
in a couple of
yeah.
steps, borderline.
We'll see how the first baseman comes off the bag and plays it. Of course, he's holding the runner.
McCollum a lead. And that is just missing the outside edge, 1-0. Walks an issue. Foul back, 1-1. In fact, they've issued 8 walks
Yeah,
in the game.
That's a lot. But they've been able to pitch around a lot of them. And the one thing they've done a good job of, we talked about the leadoff base runners for arena title, hasn't been the case for Gulf Coast Lending, just 3 times today.
Foul back, 1 and 2.
Now, first 2 times, it's actually 4 times today because they had the leadoff double that was erased on the base pass. But
That's actually 9 walks, I believe. So that walk would have been the 9th. So if I'm counting correctly. 1 and 2 the count on Winchester. Rolls it slowly toward the pitcher. Runner will advance to second and got his man at first with a good arm. Gobert guns down Winchester. A productive out. Tying run to second with 1 out. Well, we've seen a lot of plays by pitchers in this game thus far.
Pitchers are doing a great job getting off the mound, and look, they're making great throws to first. There's a couple of guys that'll sail that thing in the right field, and a guy will wind up on third base, but they're
Number
doing a good job fielding that position.
Arden Callaghan.
We're going to let Frank jump on headset, let Lenny take the microphone, and let him head down. Pitch on the way is a swing and a pop-up. Left side should be the second out. Left fielder over, and he's got it for out number 2. So down to their last out now. The Gulf Coast Lending Services, it takes a hit from Caden Croft as Lenny heads down. So here's Croft, who's walked, flied to right, and grounded out, and the game on the line here
Caden
with 2 outs.
Croft.
So here's Croft. Takes his time getting in. Tying run at second, 2 outs. The pitch, and a swing and a fly ball line in the center to the center fielder, and he's got it for the out. And Arena Title Company has defeated Gulf Coast Lending Services by the score of 4-3 here in the first semifinal game played this afternoon. A good ball game. Out coming down until the end, and Arena Title Company prevails by the score of 4-3. So Arena Title Company will advance to the championship game tomorrow at 6:30 against the winner of the next game between Brother Martin Base Case for Kids and Lakeshore-based Messina's Catering. 4-3 final. That's a good ball game, Frank.
Oh, it was an excellent ball game. You know, it was well played all the way around, and these are 2 very good teams. I'm excited about watching the next one.
We'd like to thank
Handshakes taking place. We'll get a star of the game to go along with our
excellent results.
head coach, Cass Hargis, to visit with Lenny here momentarily. Again, this game was a game where Arena Title Company led from the start, and they got it done. Gobert is going to visit with Lenny, so we'll go down to Lenny with Cass Hargis right now and Jacob Gobert. Go ahead, Lenny.
All right, guys, on to the championship. After that was one of those games. Tell me about just how this played out as maybe what's happened to you during the season. It seemed like you dodged a lot of bullets, but yet you kept making plays when you had to make plays.
We did, and that's really what we've done all summer long. We pitched well and we played clean defense, and we figured out ways to score runs. But when you can do those 2 things, it really puts the pressure on the other team. And we've done a great job all summer of limiting the bases we give up defensively and making routine plays. And we did that today. The 2 double plays were huge, but that's what we've done all summer long.
Talk about what this guy did. Obviously, the huge hit in the first inning to get you started, and you bring him in, in relief there, and he finishes things off and helped himself in the field as well.
No, he did. That's what he's going to do for us all, next year. And it's good to get him back on the mound. And the plan was we get a lead in the 5th inning to give the baseball to him and let him go win the game. And we did. And he did a great job. Obviously, it was important for us to score first today, and he did a good job of that in the first inning. And to close out the game it was a great job. But I would be lying if I told you I didn't expect him to do that.
Jacob, talk about your at-bat in the first there. Went the other way, and that was a ball that just seemed to find the right spot, and it just kept rolling up the gap.
Yes, sir. I mean, first pitch, fastball outside. Didn't take the greatest look at it, but when you take that bad of a look at a fastball, you know something else is most likely going to come because you're going to adjust to that. So, I mean, I just sat, put all my weight on my back leg, and just drove one to right field.
You've been starting all summer, but you get the chance to come in here late. What was the mindset different coming in that situation, and what was the feeling like after having been in the field for the first 4 innings?
The mindset, I'd say it was different, but whenever I have a team like that behind me, I just know, like, put the ball over the plate, they're going to make a play behind me. So I had all the confidence in the world up there.
On to the championship tomorrow night. When you put on the uniform and you're keeping score, I'm sure you're out there to win everything, but a chance to win a championship tomorrow night. What does that mean for your team?
No, that's right. And I told the guys before the game, like, we didn't set out this summer to go try and win a championship, but we've done a good job to put us in the position, so we might as well go do it. And to get used to playing in this situation, it's only going to help us for next year, and that's what we're doing it for. So the experience, good or bad, whatever happens tomorrow night, being in that situation is only going to help us moving forward.
Best of luck tomorrow night. Congratulations on the win. Guys, back up to you.
All right, thank you very much, Lenny. 4-3 victory for Arena Title Company, based at Archbishop Hannon, over Gulf Coast Lending Services, based at Mandeville High School. Here are the totals of the game. It was 4 runs, 6 hits, 1 error, 6 men left for Arena Title Company. It was 3 runs, 4 hits, 1 error, 9 men left for Gulf Coast Lending Services. The winning pitcher is Cade McHughes. 3 innings, 1 run, 1 hit. He is 2-0 in the summer. The losing pitcher was Gray Woodrow. He drops to 0-1. You give a save to Jacob Gobert, his first of the summer. The game that took an hour and 56 minutes to play was won by Arena Title Company 4-3 over Gulf Coast Lending Services, improving to 9-2-1 on the season and advancing to the Crescent City Sports Prep Summer League Championship game tomorrow against the winner of the game to come between Lakeshore-based Messina's Catering, Brother Martin-based K's for Kids. Frank has mentioned a good ball game, and boy, it's nice to get a guy back on the mound like that hadn't been able to pitch previously. That's a good arm. That's a nice weapon, right?
A big kid and throws the ball very well, and Archbishop Hannon is very fortunate to have a young man, him to pitch for them next year.
And again, he had a big 2-run double earlier in the game. And when it mattered, he was able to throw strikes and get outs there. Leadoff walk kind of had you worried there for a moment, right?
Yeah, whenever you get that leadoff walk and a 2-out walk definitely make you a little nervous, and you don't want to see that.
You don't. And obviously that is a very impressive win for the Arena Title Company Club. 4-3 over the Gulf Coast Lending Services team. They advance to the finals tomorrow at 6:30 against the winner of K's for Kids and the Messina's Catering team. And we want to remind you that we thank you for joining us today, and stay tuned for our second semifinal coming up at 6:30. Lakeshore-based Messina's Catering faces Brother Martin-based K's for Kids. For Frank Castle, for Lenny Van Gilder, for Matt and the entire crew, Ken Trahan from Crescent City Sports, reminding you that our final score was 4-3. Arena Title Company over Gulf Coast Lending Services. Back in just a bit with our second semifinal game here on Crescent City Sports. Until then, thanks for joining us. Be a good sport.